Hello and welcome to Sports Updates on Niger Live TV. My name is Yakie and I have some really juicy stories for you today on the program. And of course, with the Super Eagles, they've already started their game against Iran. And at this point, at halftime, the Super Eagles have a one-goal advantage thanks to a goal by Moses Simon. So the Super Eagles currently having that advantage, and we'll see how that game plays out. And the team were captained by Wilfred Ndidi, but unfortunately there's no Victor Osimhen in the squad, and there's a few players missing. Calvin Bassey was out already, ruled out with an injury, and he'll be missing the game against Jordan. But as at now, the Super Eagles have that one-goal advantage against the Iranian national team. But there were lots of talks about the security situation with regards to this fixture, considering the fact that Iran is involved in this political saga with the United States. But so far, everything is moving on smoothly. And away from that, I think we have to talk about the NPFL, because we'll be seeing games played in the NPFL over the weekend. For Bendel Insurance, they host Plateau United. For Kwara United, they will welcome Nasarawa United, while Remo Stars will travel to the El Kanemi Stadium to face El Kanemi Warriors, while Shooting Stars will welcome Rangers International. For Wiki Tourists, they will be hosting Niger Tornadoes, while Eyimba International of Aba will be hosting Abia Warriors in essentially a Southeast derby. For Bayelsa United, they will welcome Kano Pillars, while Warri Wolves will travel to Ikorodu to face Ikorodu City, while Rivers United will host Kun Khalifat FC, while Barao United will welcome Katsina United. As things stands in the NPFL, for Rangers International, they've already leapfrogged Rivers United at this point. For Rivers United, they did not take advantage of the number of outstanding matches that they have. But when they face, this time around, facing a pretty formidable opponents, because at this point in the NPFL, everybody's formidable despite where you're standing. For Kun Khalifat, they are the bottom side team, but they're still pretty much fighting for that relegation. They're in the relegation struggle at this point, so it wouldn't be easy for Rivers United, especially considering they are deep in form. And for Rangers International, playing away against Shooting Stars is also a strong test for them, because for Shooting Stars, they're also pushing for that continental spot. While for Bayelsa United, their game against Kano Pillars will be very important, because considering the fact that Kano Pillars are also involved in that relegation battle. Bayelsa United currently languishing 15th on the log with 37 points, haven't played 31 games. And that's about that with the NPFL. But let's quickly move on, because there's a lot happening in the world of sports, despite the fact that we're currently in the international break. But there's still a lot going on. And then moving on to the World Cup qualification, for Italy, they were able to secure their place in the World Cup playoff after defeating Northern Ireland by 2-0. And for the Italian side, there are fears about their qualification chances for the 2026 World Cup, but it's at least received a massive boost after this victory over the Northern Ireland. And for other games played, we saw Turkey defeating Romania by 1-0. For the Czech Republic, they played a 2-2 draw at full time, but the Czech Republic were eventually able to clinch it after penalties to get to the next round. For Denmark, they defeated North Macedonia by 4-0, while Poland defeated Albania by 2-1. For Slovenia, they lost at home to Kosovo by 3-4, while Ukraine lost to Sweden 3-1, while Wales against Bosnia and Herzegovina, it ended 1-1 in regulation time, but Bosnia eventually advanced after penalties. And we also saw games, the other World Cup qualification games. We saw Bolivia against Suriname. For Bolivia, they defeated this Suriname side. And for Jamaica, they defeated North Caledonia. For Jamaica, they would actually be facing the DR Congo and the World Cup playoff. For DR Congo against Jamaica, if you ask me, I would say it's essentially congratulations to DR Congo. For Nigeria, the Super Eagles, they did miss out on an opportunity to partake in the 2026 World Cup by losing to DR Congo. So all the best to DR Congo when they face Jamaica next week. But away from that, away from the World Cup qualifications, we did see games played and friendly matches essentially for the French national team. They faced Brazil and it ended 2 goals to 1 in favor of the French national team. For Kylian Mbappe, he was on the score sheet, and for Upamecano, he was red carded in that game. But Hugo Ekitike was able to give France that second goal, although Bremer eventually pulled one back for France. But it ended 2-1 in favor of the French national team. And for Didier Deschamps, he recently announced that he would be calling his time very soon with the French national team. And there's a lot of talks about the French side looking towards agreeing a deal with Zinedine Zidane to take over the French national team duties. But away from that, for the Senegalese national team, they have already scheduled a game to play against Peru, and the Senegalese FA have announced that they will be parading the African Cup of Nations trophy and that encounter with Peru, despite the fact that CAF had already awarded the decision had already named Morocco the winners of the 2025 AFCON, but Senegal, regardless, they're going to be parading that AFCON trophy, and they've already announced that they will be fighting against the CAF decision already. It was reported that the Senegalese had already submitted their case to CAF, so we'll be keeping tabs on how that pans out for them. But that was not the only game we saw, and we will see in terms of international friendlies. For games to be played today, of course, the Super Eagles against Iran, that game has already started, with the Super Eagles having a 1-0 advantage. For Ghana, I beg your pardon, they will be playing against Austria. For Montenegro, they welcome Andorra, while South Africa will be playing against Panama. For the Bafana Bafana against the Panamanians, it's going to be kind of an interesting encounter, that game by 6 p.m. While for Saudi Arabia, they will welcome Egypt. For Libya, they will host Niger. That's essentially battle of, you want to say extremist nations, because these two countries have been a little bit unstable, but football, definitely that wouldn't play a factor. For England, they will welcome Uruguay. English national team has been doing well under Thomas Tuchel. We'll see how they fare when they face this Uruguayan side. For the Netherlands, they will welcome Norway, while Switzerland will host Germany, while Spain will welcome Serbia. Morocco will play against Ecuador, and Argentina will take on Mauritania. While, of course, Canada would also take Iceland, that game scheduled for tomorrow, while the Hungarian national team will welcome Slovenia, while Scotland will take on Japan. And finally, with the last international friendly that is of high profile, we'll see the USA taking on Belgium. These are games that we will be seeing, talking about international friendlies. But away from that, let's quickly move on to tennis, where it's really heating up at the Miami Open, as we saw Aryna Sabalenka dispatching Elena Rybakina by a score from 6-4, 6-3 to reach the final, where she will be facing Coco Gauff after Coco Gauff defeated Karolina Muchova in an emphatic style, 6-1, 6-1 in the other semi-final match we saw. But for Coco Gauff, she's had some recent struggles after winning the Roland Garros last year against Aryna Sabalenka, and she will be facing Sabalenka yet again in the Miami Open, and they are head-to-head. It is encouraging for Coco Gauff. At least they have a 6-all head-to-head, so it's really difficult telling where it will sway for Gauff. She's been struggling with form, but I believe she will be able to at least put up a strong fight, especially considering the fact that she has the home support in her favor. And in the men's, in the ATP for Yannick Sinner, he's been dominant yet again. He defeated Francis Tiafoe 6-2, 6-2, and he's currently on a 10-match winning streak, chasing the Sunshine Double. For Yannick Sinner, of course, he did win the Indian Wells, and is still chasing for the Miami Open as well. He has won 30 consecutive sets at Masters 1000 level events. That's huge stats for Yannick Sinner, but he will be facing Alexander Zverev in the semi-finals, and it's going to be a very stern test for Yannick Sinner. But if everything, talking about the experience of Yannick Sinner, I expect him to eventually make it to the final. And for Otto Fields, he reached his first Masters 1000 semi-final, saving 4 match points earlier. So it's very interesting. It's heating up at the ATP, and Essentially, this is this is actually where we'll be drawing the curtain on today's program, and very exciting stories, of course, in the world of sports. Talking about the friendlies and the ATP as well. The tennis, the Miami Open. But if a quick reminder before we call it time that for Nigeria Live Television, we are officially open for business, and if you're looking to boost your brand through paid adverts and sponsorship, we are ready to partner with you. You can reach us via call or WhatsApp on our studio line on 0812 934 0000. I take it again, 0812 934 0000. For physical consultations, you can visit our head office at number 122 Imbiama Yenegua Road, Amarata Yenegua here in Bayelsa State. And don't forget to stay connected. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X on Nigeria Live TV, or visit our website at www.nigerialivetv.com. And thank you so much for being a part of the program today. My name is Glad Yakie. Until next time, do have a good one.